Angel Nyla Rose the Beast.
What we saw last week on AEW Dynamite.
Bam, bam. Down with the best friend. Bum, 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 bum. Sorry. Thunder, Rosa. Thunder, she's Rosa. Thunder, she's Rosa. Ruby Soho, Soho, Ruby Soho. I know you would love that. I knew you would love that. Ruby Soho. Destination, no, whoa.
You get in that goddamn shower, hit the bar of soap, put a little water on it, and rub it all underneath your armpits, around your balls, and your fucking asshole, would you, you smelly prick? Here's a tube of toothpaste. What you do is you pour some of this out on a little toothbrush and you scrub them fucking gimmicks in your mouth. They're called teeth. Get all that yellow shit off of them. Your breath don't smell like a motherfucker. You understand what I'm saying? Deodorant. It's a miracle worker. You put it under your fucking armpits. You get me? You fucking Viking? Last but not least, your old trusty hairbrush. This thing does a goddamn wonders if you got some fucking hair. I ain't got no fucking hair.
Oh, we're so sorry to hear about your brother that passed away. He gets 5 big booms. Boom! 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 Boom!
Yeah, I heard I got Coley Ray next week, but I don't believe it. See, I don't have a match tonight, but I'm still working out because I have nothing else to do. What am I going to do? That's what I do. What am I going to do? Play the guitar?
From Montreal to Memphis, parlez-vous français? Tell all the girls the Rouges are on their way. They don't like heavy metal, they don't like rock and roll, but all they like to listen to is Barry Manilow. They're all American boys, all American boys, all American boys. They're all American boys.
Ladies and gentlemen, they don't like heavy metal. They don't like rock and roll. But you know who does? We do. And we're here. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Pin Down Podcast. This is our first main stream. I guess we did the Raw one earlier this week, but this is the first main one of the year. Oh boy. What a way to start off. How about yesterday? Who would have thought, why save a big moment for a live episode? We just, pre-record it and air it.
And it gets spoiled immediately.
Yeah, exactly. It was airing live everywhere else on Netflix. So, yeah, WWE did that. So we will be talking about Drew McIntyre, your new WWE champion, which is, I think we can all agree, the right decision.
Yeah.
Long overdue.
Long overdue, though.
Yes, it should have been
3 months ago. They should have did this 3 months ago. But here we are.
New year, new champ, though. That just feels so good. We're gonna be talking about Chris Jericho. We're gonna be talking about TNA a lot. Because of course this week on Thursday is their debut episode on AMC, which is very big. Which we will be watching live on this channel. So make sure you come over here on Thursday. You can come watch it. We're going to play it in the Discord. Don't tell TNA. But yeah, we're going to watch that live. We're going to watch Raw. We're going to watch Dynamite.
We'll be
excited about Dynamite than the rest.
We'll be doing Dynamite this week, which they went up this week, but it was what? 4 something again.
It's not good.
Who gives a shit?
Answer: not good. But you know what? We'll get into all of that in a little bit. But welcome everybody back. Of course, Thank you for watching. If you could hit the like button, if you could subscribe, if you could share this to someone you think might actually enjoy this piece of shit show, just like you. Who knows? Hold on, we got to pull the cord there. Now the green screen's still fucked. Who cares? It's scuffed. It's munted. Who cares?
We'll do it live.
Doing it live.
Speaking of scuffed and munted, Mr. T, how are you today?
Yeah, I can't complain. It's a bit rainy here, but besides that, life's good. Life is good.
Shouldn't be for you. You know who is having a good time though? My boy Trey. Trey,
Yeah, been pretty good. Had a good holidays. Raw was mid, I'll say, the least. But my boy Drew's champion, and I'm happy, but it's like an apprehensive happiness, and I'll talk about that more when we get to it.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. Last Toxic Male says, I miss the AEW reviews, not gonna lie. Well, guess what? Have I got good news for you? Because they're coming back.
They're back.
Obviously, we may miss a week here and a week there, but for the most part, they're going to be back. As well as the episodes of Raw, SmackDown. I do have something that I do on Friday, so that makes it so I'm not going to be there. But every once in a while, we'll do a SmackDown episode if it's not in fucking Dusseldorf or fucking wherever.
Yeah, it's the problem is the Raw reviews right now is it's all like a European tour right now before they go to the Rumble.
Yeah,
so.
Which makes it kind of difficult to review. But we will do our best. I will say that. As well, we announced at the end of the year, we're going to be doing a new little series that's going to be starting after Mania. It's us watching through everything of TNA, and we've recorded the first two or three episodes already.
Two.
Yep. 2 episodes. Yeah.
My God, when you guys find out about our boy Cheeks, dude, I'm telling you, we were dying watching the first 2 episodes. 1, those pay-per-views fucking suck, but 2, they were hilarious. Lots of TNA has come a long way. Let's just say that. As bad as as much as it's not TNA like the good old time of TNA,
2008 TNA.
It's not as bad as the beginning.
No, and it's not as bad as Aces and Eights, which we're gonna get to eventually.
Wait till we watch the Billy Corgan era. That's gonna be fun.
Oh.
Wait till we watch Tito Ortiz, bro.
I kind of hope like the podcast fails so that we end up not having to watch Billy Corgan.
Oh,
but I know now that I've said that, I know it actually will do well now. So we're gonna be forced to watch that shit. I really don't want to. It's not good.
Not good. Dark times.
Not good.
But
you know what? Let's say hello to everybody in chat real quick. Real quick. We got Gravy D in chat. We got the Quarter Cuckold in chat. We got Mara in chat. We got Mr. T himself. He's on here, but he's also in chat. Why? Because he's gay. Last Toxic Male is in chat. And that is that, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to get right into the news because it's been a while. As the legendary, what the fuck's his name from Stained or whatever?
Something.
Aaron Lewis.
Aaron, as the legendary poet.
It's been a
while.
Aaron
Lewis said.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. So, anyways, we're all hopped up on meth right now. So let's talk about. Do we want to start with TNA? Do we want to start with TNA or do we really want to start with Drew?
Let's start with Drew.
Let's start with Drew.
I know what we're ending with today, but
right there, Drew McIntyre's new champion. This is the first time he's been champion in front of a crowd, by the way, too.
Yeah,
because we have officially COVID. Yeah,
and I'm not counting the money when he won it at 40. Technically, I'm not counting that.
That was in front of a crowd for a matter of 10 seconds.
Yep.
And you know what's funny? This is the second time the WWE Championship has crossed hands overseas because the first one was AJ beating Jinder Mahal, and now it's Drew beating Cody overseas.
Yeah.
It's only the second time it's ever happened.
Outside of North America, we should say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true. I'm
But
fine
yeah,
with
that's it's. I'm not happy with the whole shit with Jacob Fatu. Honestly, it's weird. I don't think it was executed as well as it could have. And again, this should have happened months ago, but thank God they finally did.
Yeah, I'm happy he's champion, but I'm apprehensive because I already know what's gonna happen. Drew's gonna get a title defense at the Royal Rumble, and it'll probably be against like Sami Zayn, so he can beat him real quick. And then Elimination Chamber, Cody gets it back because they've already spoiled it's gonna be Roman and Cody. So, and they're not doing that non-title. I even think if you do that non-title in the main event, it's gonna be a Shawn and Taker situation. So you might
unless it's the main event of night one or something.
They're not gonna do that.
Yeah,
Unless,
they might. They could.
Then what would main event night 2? You'd have
night
to
2 would
like,
be night 2 would have to be Drew versus
like,
someone big.
Or Punk still champion, maybe Punk Brock. That could be a night 2 main event. But I think Cody's getting the belt back. And that's why I was saying it should have happened at WrestlePalooza, because then Cody would have just gotten it back probably around this time.
Well, here's just an idea. Okay. At WrestleMania, now I do have something about the Rumble, so we're gonna pull that up in a minute. But here's my idea: why not do a fatal 4-way? You got Cody, you got Randy, you got Drew, and you can add someone else into that mix, or make it a triple threat between them three.
I wouldn't hate Trick. I actually think triple threat makes sense because they've been like all three of those guys have been interacting the last couple months, so just go that route.
They could do the 4-way between Randy, Cody, Drew, and have Roman in there too. Because at least
Roman's
I think
Roman's a Raw, or is this for like Mania?
This is for WrestleMania I'm talking about. Yeah, the match. I think that would be interesting because that's pretty star-studded right there. A fatal 4-way for the for the WWE Championship and a 4-way match. I think it'd be kind of good.
Oh, I'm with you. I don't want a Roman Cody match either, at all. At least not now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know, man. They really kind of messed up this whole thing, and
go ahead.
Well, it's just they should have done this at WrestlePalooza and wrote Cody off of TV for the rest of the year, and had him come back at the Rumble. Like, I know that's pretty obvious, and that's why they didn't do it. But honestly, I do think that's a better story.
They could have had Cody come back, get his rematch at the Royal Rumble, the one-on-one with Drew. And Drew at that point would have had a 3-4 month title run.
I don't know. You know what? I don't think we need Cody Roman 3.
It should,
at Mania. I think that I would have done that at SummerSlam.
Yeah, they should have did that last year at SummerSlam. It should be Roman and Punk. You basically already did the whole triple threat last year. You already have a story there. And I would have Braun win King of the Ring. Let's say Roman beats Punk, right? At Mania. You have Braun and Roman at SummerSlam, and Braun beats Roman for the title. Like, you already have the story set. And then you do Cody. I would have Cody would still be champion. Cody Gunther. I'd have Gunther win the Rumble. That's your Mania match right there. Or Cody Randy. One of those two.
I don't know. There's a million different possibilities they could have gone with, and I don't know. They still could go with like a bunch. I think honestly I'm with Mara. I really don't want another Roman Cody. I get you have to finish that up. Yeah. Like, obviously they left it, and I say do it at SummerSlam. Do that as like night 2 of SummerSlam in Minneapolis. Unless Brock's retiring, and then you do that night 2, and night 1 is Cody. Roman Cody. That's a really good fucking.
That's a SummerSlam match, and not. But I guess they want to do the trilogy at Mania, but it's like
sometimes it's not worth it. And honestly, if you get that out of the way, you can set up because we all know how The Rock is. The Rock's gonna be at Saudi. You can get The Rock to show up and do something at SummerSlam, and then
have him attack Roman after the match. Let's say,
so then it takes that. Because we know how The Rock is. He's not showing up every friggin' week. He's barely going to show up before the match. Have him do that and then play that into his character. be like, I'm honestly, I don't care. I'm doing this for a payday. Fuck you people. If that's his whole motivation, then him not being on TV actually does work and actually can, you use the fact that people are pissed off the fact that he doesn't want to be there
And
as
his
like
motivations
fuel.
for going at Roman. He failed the family, and let's say Roman after the match shakes hands with Cody. They do the face thing. Rock's like, "What the fuck? You shook hands with the enemy?" Like that. He doesn't need a big story.
But is he really the enemy when he was having beer with him on friggin' Raw? And
Fuck. Damn it, Dwayne. It's like
over now, so you can't go back there. Like, I think a triple threat match between Roman, Drew, and Cody at Mania would work. Now, if you want to insert, who's the fourth guy?
Fuck, that like could be a Mania level. SmackDown doesn't have a lot of people. Well, the problem with Roman is he's been on Raw lately. That's why I was thinking Roman Punk for a while, because he's been on Raw for like the last year now. I don't even see him as a SmackDown guy anymore.
Yeah, the whole brand split thing doesn't work either. It's pretty much dead. Like, anyone can just show up now on different shows. It's like, why have a brand split, honestly? But whatever. But let's talk about this for a second. Let's talk about the possibilities who could be Drew's opponent at the Rumble. I have my pick here, but I want to get your guys' opinion on this. Out of this whole list, who do you guys want to see Drew take on at the Rumble for the title?
Randy. I'll keep it simple. Randy.
None of them. Like, is there an option to say none? I mean, like, Trick just showed up, so no.
And he's a heel.
Ilya just is coming off of like the US, so no, not Ilya. Honestly, Randy, I feel like you can build to be a bigger match down the line. The Miz is kind of, I don't think the Miz should be getting a WWE Championship match. Matt Cardona just showed up again, so
and he's gonna lose. And he's gonna lose.
And we've already had a ton of matches with him and Damian Priest, so no, like that's been a couple years now. So I guess Sammy, like by process of and I'm sorry, Solo is not anywhere close.
Here's the problem with some of those guys. Some of those guys are heels. Unless you turn Drew, which I guess theoretically you kind of could. I think there is a way, but you can't do him in Solo. They're both heels. You can't do him in Trick. They're both heels. And then Matt Cardona, Drew's gonna win. That's like you definitely know he's winning.
No, I as much as like Jericho could be it, I don't think he should be.
And also Jericho, I think he's going to Raw. He's gonna be a Raw guy. Something tells me if he does show up.
I mean, I don't like the idea of somebody just showing up and then getting a title match immediately.
Well, they're doing qualifying matches on SmackDown next week, and the winner of those said matches will be having a fatal 4-way at Saturday Night's Main Event and taking on Drew. My personal opinion, call me crazy, I wouldn't mind seeing Cardona do this, be the guy. And here's why. Now, I'm not the big Zack Ryder fan, but he is new. You could build him up a little bit and then have him to lose against to Drew if you wanted to. Or if you really want to do something out of the pocket, he is a babyface in this match. Ilya Dragunov and McIntyre for the title, I'd be down for.
It'd be a good match, but I want Dragunov to get something more under his feet, I want to I want him to get like a pay-per-view win. I want him to be but I guess I'd lost for the
and it'd be a one-off match, right? It'd be a one-off match.
Yeah.
I don't think he's ready.
If you're gonna go down this route, why wouldn't you just do a triple threat? Drew versus Matt Cardona and Ilya Dragunov.
Yeah.
At Rumble. That would be a better match.
But if you do
it's gonna be Sammy though.
If you do the triple threat match at the Rumble or at Mania, it kind of takes away doing it at the Rumble. Like if they go that route.
I don't know if they're gonna do a triple threat between those three at Mania though.
No.
Well, because Cody's gonna get the everyone knows like they want to do Cody Roman 3, So that's probably what they're gonna. And honestly, they seem set on it, so they're probably gonna do that. So Drew's not even gonna hold the title for that long. I want him to hold it for a good length. To be honest, I would like to see Drew hold it until next Mania.
Yeah,
Like,
I would have a hold him for a while.
Like,
But-
here's the real question out of all this whole thing: why isn't Fatu not in this like list unless he takes like the Miz out and takes his spot? To
You
be
know
in
what?
this?
Especially considering that Fatu is the reason he wins the title. Yeah,
You know what
that
I
makes
think
no
is going to
sense.
happen? Fatu's going to cost Drew the title. Fatu's going to finally, they're going to say it's Drew. I know it's a weak answer, but they're going to say it was Drew who attacked him. And then whenever Drew loses the belt, Jacob's going to cost him. And then that's going to be the Mania match, Drew and Jacob. So that's why I'm also kind of not happy he's champion, because it just feels like this is just a setup. This is a chess piece to set up of something else, not even for Drew to have a title run.
I don't mind them kickstart, like having a hot start, trying to get try to build up to WrestleMania, because you're gonna have to. The way the WrestleMania was last year, you need all the fire you can get to get people invested in WrestleMania.
But it just feels like Drew's a pawn, and then this title run is just a chess piece to get to that.
I don't think he loses the title. I think he keeps it for a while. I think he keeps it until after
I would
Backlash.
I want to be ideally, that's what I would do, but he's losing it before Mania. They're not going to do Roman and Cody for not the title. They're not going to. They would risk doing another Shawn Taker situation, right? Where if you do that, even without the title, that is basically the main event. Nothing else would matter. You would kill like the crowd too, I feel like. So you kind of have to do it for the title, just so if you're going to make this your biggest match, might as well have it be a title match. I don't want it. I'd rather than do Punk Cody. No, not Punk Cody, Punk Roman. But
yeah, it's they're in a bit of a fucking pickle with how the hell they're gonna do this, and I think there's a couple ways they could do it, and then there's a couple ways they could do it that's not good. And WWE very much could go either way. I mean, we get a great episode of Raw, but then it's ruined by all the Stranger Things bullshit, like we did earlier this week.
Or maybe, just real quick before we move on, maybe Cody and Drew had the match at Chamber, and then Randy screws over Cody, and then we get a one-on-one match between Cody and Randy at WrestleMania, and then maybe
that keeps Drew with the title.
Yeah, that could work.
That would be better.
Because you could do Randy Cody theoretically without the title. I think.
Yeah, because I think it's kind of bigger than the championship. I really don't think it needs to be the championship, honestly.
No, I don't think so. I think that's worthy of main eventing one of the nights.
Yeah,
night one. That could be night one.
And then put Punk and if you do Punk and Roman, put that on as like one of the.
That's night two. I think Punk Roman is night two.
No, because Drew, whoever Drew's fighting is gonna have to be the main event.
Well, maybe this guy will fight Drew. Maybe if it happens. What about if we have this guy to face Drew for the title WrestleMania?
That's a main event.
Yes,
right there.
That's the main event. Yeah,
that's fucking good. I love Obafemi. Guys, if you watch this show, you know how much I've been saying Obafemi's great. Javon Evans is great. Leon Slater's great. And we got to see that. People who don't watch NXT got to see that on Saturday night's main event where Cena retired. That was a fucking great outing. I mean, the best match of the night, hands down, was the tag match. Dragon Lee and AJ versus Leon Slater and Javon Evans. Obafemi's match with Cody was decent. And didn't Drew come in and he came in and kind of fucked the finish of that match, so that could work.
Exactly.
Granted,
they kind of have
Drew
beat it. They built to it a little bit, so that really could work.
It could work if they put Oba on SmackDown, but there are rumors saying he might go to Raw because I think they want to face Gunther. That's probably why they want to do Gunther and him. I don't want it. I mean, I want it, but honestly, I'd only put him on Raw just for the Brock match. That's literally
they're not going to have Oba versus Gunther. Like that would be stupid. Oba versus Gunther would not be good. Because Oba's going to have to lose, or Gunther's going to have to lose, and it fucks either guy over. It doesn't work. They're not going to do that. And also, the brand split really doesn't fucking matter. People just jump back and forth. So if there's a WWE title opportunity, they could even do a thing where it's like oh, here's a qualifying match. He wins the qualifier.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't necessarily win the Rumble. Maybe Roman wins it, right? To face Punk. And then, Obafemi wins a qualifier at like Elimination Chamber or something.
Yeah, the chamber match. I'd have Oba dominant chamber performance, dude.
And have Randy fuck over Cody at Chamber.
Yep.
Or even have him fuck him over earlier, but I think Chamber is a good spot. Maybe like Cody's not in the Chamber, he's just having a match with Drew.
And we can see right here from this article right here. I don't know if anyone can read it or not or see it, but it says WWE is very high on Obafemi. Thinks that he's going to be the guy over Javon Evans and Trick Williams. So if you're going to build him up to be the next big, bad son of a bitch, that's the best way to do it. And have him take on Drew in a perfect world. Or you could do Punk. Who knows? You can just come there and just dominate.
Yeah, I think doing Roman Punk, getting that one out of the way, and because even if Oba loses to Drew, what is he really losing? He's not losing anything. Like he's so new in perception to most people watching WWE that it doesn't really matter if he loses. Like they can still work. It's not like he's chronically lost. Or it's like a Drew thing where it's like, man, like he's always in title matches and he never wins. Yeah. Obafemi's had one title match, no, he hasn't. It was an exhibition.
It was champion versus champion exhibition match. So yeah,
exactly. So he hasn't ever had a WWE title match. So
nope.
Yeah, I think honestly he can afford to lose the main event of Mania. If he main events Mania within months of coming up, that's big. And that shows you that he's going to be a big part of the company.
Honest, he can win King of the. If not Braun, Oba's King of the Ring. I think those are, and that's probably
that's assuming they do King of the Ring this year. Yeah, you could do that. I mean, Money in the Bank as well. There's opportunities out there.
And plus, I don't think like McIntyre. Like, I'm not saying like McIntyre needs to lose a Mania, but like if you want like a solid 2-month run or whatever, and Oba beats him at WrestleMania in Las Vegas, where anything can happen. I mean,
I don't want Oba to win this early. Like,
I mean,
I think giving Drew a year-long run, because this is what you can do, right? Have Drew not lose the title until Mania and Saudi. And then Mania and Saudi, you do Rock Roman night 1, Cody Drew night 2.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
That's a fucking stacked. That's a stacked main event for both nights. And you do that long-term story like planning that people have actually been kind of hoping they would do a little bit better. You plan it that far out. Of course, injuries can happen. Anything can happen, of course. But tentatively, that's what you have slotted in. And then you kind of have to work from there. Like, how much did they have to change this year because of bullshit with The Rock? And so you never know. It may end up not coming to fruition, but that should be the goal, at least in my eyes. It makes sense. And this here is kind of I don't know. It's not going to be as like you can either have a meh Mania this year and a great Mania next year, or you can have a meh Mania this year and another meh Mania.
Here's the problem,
right?
With this Mania, the women's side, I think, is not going to be good because
that was the same as last year. Like,
here's the problem. Because you have Jade. Because I don't think Bianca's going to be back by Mania. I'm just going to say it.
No.
And it's probably going to be Charlotte and Jade. Do you really think that's going to be a good match?
I think it'll be serviceable. Like, it won't be terrible.
I don't think it'll be as bad as Tiffany and Charlotte. I don't think it'll be that.
Of course not, yeah.
But then you also have on the other side, instead of Stephanie and Rhea, I have a feeling now they're going to do Stephanie and Liv. So that's 2 mid matches for Mania.
I don't know. I don't think Stephanie, and I think you're just a big Liv hater or whatever. I think you're just overhating. I think that match would actually be okay.
Not at Mania. That's not a Mania main event.
It could. Well, it's not going to be a main event.
For the women. I meant for the women.
But they're not main eventing shit. That's like an opening match. That's a fine opener. Or even a mid-card match. It's not everything has to be like on the caliber of Rock Austin. Sometimes things just are kind of like, yep, this is a story we have, and And
Also, I don't
this is
want
what we're going with.
the world title tied with Judgment Day shit. That's the other reason I'm against it. It'd be different if Liv wasn't in the Judgment Day. I'd actually would be fine with it if
Well,
it's
like the
just
women's
his-
world title. Yeah, I get that, but like, I'm sorry, the Judgment Day is like a
It's
harem
done.
of women at this point, right? So
Yeah, because Dom got
it's
hurt.
kind
and
it's kind of yeah, it's kind of
like
that's just how it works, right? It's like
Yeah.
It's like Dom's harem of women. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
But
Um,
stay tuned. So let's see what
Gravy D
happens.
says I see Belair coming back the night after Mania. Maybe.
Yeah, I think she'll be
That
back
could be
after Mania, and she'll probably have a big SummerSlam match. And she'll probably win Queen of the Ring. I think she'll win Queen of the Ring.
Well,
If
you want to talk
not-
about losing? You guys want to talk about wins and losses? Let's talk about how Peacock lost every fucking library of WWE to Netflix.
Yep.
Yeah, that happened.
Yeah, you want to? Someone want to read that to the chat?
Yeah, sure thing. I can do that right here for you. Netflix announces it is now the official home of WWE pay-per-view library in the US. Beginning immediately, Netflix is the new US home for WWE's library of premium live events prior to September 2025, including WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and Royal Rumble, as well as award-winning documentaries and original programming. Which we talked about this and we said this is the most natural place because because you guys are in the States, I'm up here in Canada, so
yeah.
WWE does everything through Netflix now. Fucking dub. Beautiful. Love it.
That makes sense. If the secondary option was YouTube, but
it's
yeah.
great. And I said, like, dude, they have like weird pay-per-views that they've just thrown up here. Like there's like the UK Insurrection pay-per-view, one night only UK. Like a lot of the Attitude Era UK
pay-per-views
were
one night only.
And
that was the one where Sean beat
Bulldog and Sean, yeah. There was that. There was like the older Backlash pay-per-views. Like not even just the ones when they brought it back in 2016, but I mean like the old ones. I'm like, this is a weird lineup of just like pay-per-views that have been thrown up here. It looks like they want to do the entire video library on Netflix, which would be
Peacock
fucking
did
amazing.
that. They're doing what Peacock did because Peacock had those shows.
Well, yeah, and on top of that as well, they have a whole section on Netflix now for WWE. You can just go and it shows you everything that they have for WWE. It's like a sub menu. Within it, which is what I said they should do. Do a sub menu, have it separate, because you don't want to just flood WWE shit for everyone, because not everyone likes wrestling. A lot of people really fucking hate it. So that would be dumb to just flood wrestling shit all over the place. But if you have a subsection where it's like, hey, you can click on this and maybe show Raw because you want people to watch Raw, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what they've done. And again, they have a lot of stuff on here. Like if I just go open up here and search WWE, I can mention like a couple of things they've had for a while, man. Like obviously old episodes of SmackDown, old episodes of Raw, the Wrestling Classic. Yeah. So we got Randy Savage, we got Armageddon from back in the day, Unforgiven, No Mercy, Night of Champions when they did those. The Greatest Royal Rumble, which I guess is no longer the Greatest Royal Rumble because of this year, but whatever. Well, a classic WWE pay-per-views: The Bash, Sean Combs, The Reckoning. Okay, that one's not really wrestling, but whoops, that one's not wrestling. Bad Blood, Taboo Tuesday. Like they have a ton of pay-per-views up here, right? And I think everyone knew that they were gonna. Great Balls of Fire is even on here, guys. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Bragging Rights is on here. This is not good. Actually, we should get rid of the WWE library at this point. Now I'm going through and looking at some of this stuff. We need to delete WWE wrestling entirely. But no, I mean, like, they have a ton of stuff from the backlog of the library, which like we already knew was going to be on there, because if you look at it, what it is internationally, that stuff's been on there for a long time.
Yeah.
So, it's not a surprise. I think this is the natural fit. Like, I get that people like Peacock and they like the fact that, they had already been paying for the service for a long time, but I do think this is a better option as opposed
More people
to
have
being
Netflix.
subscribed. Well, yeah, for a while there, they were saying, like, okay, so in order to watch WWE in the States, you need to subscribe to Peacock and Netflix and also ESPN. It's like, that's 3 different services, and that doesn't even include CW, which I know you can watch online for free, I think. But still, like, you have to go to another fucking place to find it.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's pretty ridiculous for people. Like, usually that's the type of shit you get up here with, like, US content that's being sold internationally, and they fuck with the rights. And no, they just ended up doing it for you. Up here, it's a lot easier. It's just Netflix. Oh, YouTube for some of the other stuff in the vault.
See, that's what I was saying. If they didn't do Netflix, YouTube would have probably been the second best option. But Netflix is like the first. That it's natural, like you said. They already have the deal with Netflix. And they already had the setup because Peacock did the same thing with the WWE section and all that. So they're like, fuck, we'll just copy it and just do it better.
I just want to check one thing, guys, and this is the most important thing, because it's not all sunshine and rainbows with it on Netflix. You don't get everything. From what I remember, let's check episodes. Let's search up Raw Vault real quick. All right, and what I want to find out really is, hey, no, I don't want to watch an episode of Raw from 2024. Let's see what years. So we have, holy shit. Okay. So the Attitude Era, guys. Do you know how many episodes of Raw we have from 1998?
How many?
20 episodes.
What?
Yeah, 20 episodes. That's about half of them, right? How about 1999?
Like 10.
Just make a guess. Assume there's like 52 episodes because there's 1 episode a week, right?
Yeah.
10 probably.
16. So under half. 2000. How many episodes do we have?
Mostly 5.
No. Not 5. Trey, what are your thoughts? What do you think?
I'll say 10 again.
Well, you're close because it's 9. 2001.
What?
How many episodes we got? Yeah.
Okay, it's gonna be 5. I'll say 5 here.
Spot on the. You're right on the fucking money.
What?
It's 5.
Really?
And guess what? There isn't another year with an episode of Raw until 2022. There is a time jump of 2001 to 2022.
21 years. That's a bro.
Wow.
Yes. And now
So
2022, to be fair, when you get to 2022, it's every episode of that year. Same with 23 and 24. And now because of 25. So
basically no Ruthless era. They have nothing from the Ruthless Aggression era.
basically you only get maybe a quarter of every episode of Raw that's ever been made, which when you're trying to go back and watch the Attitude Era, that's a bit of a difficult, that's kind of difficult.
So
all those classic episodes of SmackDown from back in the day, guess what? The gap between so we obviously 2022 and up has every episode. But SmackDown, there's a gap where there's no episode between 2022 and 2008.
Wow.
Which is also 20 years almost. Like that's a long period of time. And even then, like the other years that are there, it's not filled. So it's not like this is perfect. There's a lot of content you can't watch. Like going into friggin', I think there's an NXT vault as well. And I don't think that's very complete. Let's look. Yeah, not complete. But at least with this one, there's no huge drop off with years where it's like, I don't know what happened in the past 20 years. It's like, no, 2014 to 2024. Like each year has an episode, like every year, at least 5.
Well, I think that's a good segue to go towards this. I think there's a lot of people, we're a little happy that all this stuff's on Netflix, but a lot of people are not like these people.
Mhm.
You want to
Oh,
read
good
that?
God. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure thing. A new class action lawsuit filed Thursday accuses WWE and ESPN of deceptive marketing practices with the move of PLEs to ESPN's direct to consumer streaming service. The complaint takes issue with how some fans who already get ESPN channels through cable or other providers were still required to pay an additional monthly fee to watch WWE events. The plaintiffs allege that this contradicts marketing communications from both WWE and ESPN, which they claim suggested all ESPN subscribers would have access to the PLE, which is 100% true. Remember, they kept saying that?
Yep.
They said if you subscribe to ESPN on cable, you would be able to log in with your cable provider's information and be able to watch all of this stuff on the app. They promised
For
that
free.
shit, and they didn't even negotiate with the cable providers before they announced it. And because of that, people weren't able to get that. They promised and told people, so people didn't sign up for it and went to go try to watch some of this stuff, and they couldn't. Because guess what? ESPN, in their infinite wisdom, decided that they were going to announce something before they negotiated, basically trying to strong arm the cable providers into basically agreeing into this shit, and the cable providers didn't jump. They called their bluff.
And also remember,
I don't.
Yeah.
To be fair, I don't know how much of this is really on WWE, because ESPN's like, hey, is telling WWE how it's going to work. Well, WWE is not privy to the negotiations of ESPN and the cable providers.
Right.
Neither is the NFL. They're not privy to that. They may have an inkling of how things are going, but they're not privy to it. So when ESPN says this is how you tell people where to watch this content, WWE's like, okay, thank you. Assuming that ESPN actually did ESPN Disney actually did their due diligence in negotiating these deals and getting everything set up in the first place. This is on ESPN.
Yep.
WWE's going to end up being lumped into it, because obviously, where were we hearing all this stuff about how you can watch it? Well, WWE was telling us. Where'd they get that from? ESPN. So both end up being in trouble, but really, it's all on ESPN.
Yeah. And not really smart on ESPN and Disney's part to have another class action lawsuit like versus the one they had a couple months ago with what's her name?
Gina? That wasn't a class action. That was just a lawsuit. Class action lawsuit is when you have a ton of people suing. So like that's when a company, like, I don't know, poisons your fucking baby formula that you bought for your kid or whatever and gives, like, that's a class action. And that's just a straight up normal lawsuit between Gina Carano and Disney.
And plus, remember they said last year too, they said if you were able to get if you had cable, you could watch WrestleMania for free on ESPN, the actual channel too. Remember they said
they said stuff about airing it on terrestrial channels, like a select few, like that we would get like the fucking Royal Rumble on ABC or something.
Yep.
Which I don't know what the fuck's happening with that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, considering what happened with Saturday night's main event with the commercials, I can assume that people were not happy about that. Although you could basically do picture in picture and work around it a little bit more, but yeah, I mean, it's not that's not good.
No, not at all. Not at all. But yeah, not a good look for ESPN, that's for sure. But I guess we'll find out and see what comes of this, and who knows, they'll probably just settle out of court. Probably. Because Disney has a lot of good lawyers.
Yeah,
so.
It's not like people are getting that much money on what it'll be expensive class action lawsuit, but yeah, it's not I don't think it's the worst case scenario.
Well, you want to talk about someone who's probably getting more money, and that's Logan Paul. He just announced that he's going to be a full-time performer now for the WWE.
I mean, I'm not surprised. Well, it says he signed a long-term contract. This doesn't say full-time, though.
Well, there's there a post. He said that he's a full-time wrestler now. He made that comment on his podcast. What's it called? Impulsive or whatever.
Oh, yeah,
Impulsive, yeah.
I'm not surprised. He's been showing up a lot more lately.
Yeah,
I think they even said like he's. Yeah, exactly. It's kind of out of necessity. I think they kind of were like, dude, what else can we do with you if you're not going to show up full time? Like, and really, what can they do? You can't give this guy the fucking WWE title if he's not going to show up every week.
Yeah, because
I don't think Logan Paul is good enough to get the WWE title. I don't like him as a person, and I get, you're getting he's a bad person in real life, therefore he's got heel heat or whatever. I guess, but like, I just don't think he's that good of a wrestler. Like, to be honest with you, I think a lot of it is because he gets to plan his matches out months in advance. Like, yeah, if you gave me like 6 months to figure out how to wrestle, I probably could and plan a match out perfectly. Yeah, I probably could have a decent match. And that's not to take away from him, because I think now we'll actually see how good he is. I hope he proves me wrong. I really do, because I want to see some good shit. But
because
I agree with you guys. I think he's a piece of shit, but I think he has proved himself to be putting the work in. I mean, if he's not
untalented. I just think it's a little bit overblown considering the circumstances. But if he's full time now, we'll get to see.
And because I've been saying for a while, I know as a joke, but like him winning Money in the Bank, because on paper, the amount of heat he would get with the Money in the Bank, I almost feel like, I'm not saying I want it, but it's like, booking wise, it makes sense. You could get you know what I mean?
Yeah, for heat. Yeah, I get it.
For heat. And like, if he wins the title for like a month or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do something with him, but again, you got to figure out what he's actually capable of doing when it's day in, day out, right? And I think that's what we're trying to figure out now, because he's not really he's just getting in brawls and like cutting promos.
Yeah,
that's it. Like,
yeah,
I want to see him have to wrestle like once a week. Like, what does that look like? And if he can do a decent job, then yeah, I'm all on board, man.
Yep.
Because like Mara says, I mean, yeah, he's a douchebag, but it is an actual heel thing, which is helpful. But again, if he's not like, I don't know, he's not good really, and he's just someone who is a little bit talented but gets a lot of time that no one else does, then that's kind of a problem. So we'll figure it out. Like, they'll figure it out.
I mean, he did get to work with Shawn Michaels a lot, being in, I'm not going to say developmental, but like Shawn did, pace out his matches. Like, he came up with like stuff to do and stuff like that. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens with this. We shall see how this all works out. But let's talk about, we only got a couple more stories and we're gonna get out of here.
Yeah, boy.
Here's the picture from Stephanie Vacquier that she posted on Instagram. So apparently this injury is legit about her ankle. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. Don't look
That's
good.
Not good.
Don't look good at all.
Not good. I'm very surprised because I would have figured that WWE would never fucking have someone get attacked on the fucking ankle that's actually injured. Unless it's not a bad enough injury, like it's like you can't injure it any more than it already is. Kind of
that's
like
probably what it is. Or it's one of those things. It was a really padded like brace. Like
even if it was a padded brace, you don't want to fucking do that if there's a chance of re-injury or further.
But they didn't have her vacate the title, so I'm thinking she'll be good. Definitely before Mania, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's probably like a sprain or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, she was in that walking boot, so I mean, I think those things are pretty thick, so it'd take a lot for them like to actually hurt you. So maybe that's why they did it. Like, okay, let's get you some.
Yeah, but again, if you're slamming that into concrete like floor, like they're not. If you're actually like really injured and there's a chance of it getting worse, injury wise,
yeah,
from doing that, they're not going to do it. So clearly, there's clearly it's something that keeps her out of wrestling, but not enough to stop doing
maybe
angles
for
or-
like a month, like maybe a month out of action, maybe 2 max.
Stephanie Vacquier, the Raw Women's World Champion, her ankle.
Because if it was serious, they would have had her vacated, and then we would have just, you know what? If they, let's say she had vacated it, I could have seen them make the women's rumble for the title, like they did with the men that one time.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, hopefully this is like a nothing burger. Hopefully everything she comes out pretty well on the other side of this.
I'm hoping next week they're not like, oh, it's worse, and then we have to actually have her vacated. That's gonna suck. I'm hoping that doesn't happen.
Yeah, that would suck balls. But you know, someone who what doesn't suck balls is this story right here. If I can get it pulled up and it actually works, Twitter is acting really like delayed today for some stupid reason. I don't know what's going on, but we got the return of the phenomenal AJ Styles to TNA. He'll be making his return to TNA on Thursday for the debut for AMC on TNA on AMC on Thursday.
I am. I'm ready.
Probably.
I am.
I'm pretty hyped about this. I saw this yesterday. It's like fucking great.
I'm happy.
Go ahead.
I'm happy, and honestly, I think you kick off the show with him.
That's probably what they're gonna do. I wouldn't be surprised. They'll beat up some TNA heel.
Well,
probably.
I got to thinking about this. Like, do you put him in the main event, not to wrestle, but to be an outside enforcer for the world title match?
Maybe he's ref.
Or an enforcer. Like,
yeah,
because Ziggler's already pretty much telling everyone, "Oh, I'm gonna cash in." So maybe he tries to, Ziggler tries to get in, messes up the match, and he gets in there and like says, "No, you're not doing that." Blah 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 blah. Because
stops
he is
it, and then that's how Kazarian loses.
Yeah,
and Mike Santana wins. Yeah,
yep, that's what I think.
Could be good.
Because I mean, Kazarian and AJ are friends in real life. Plus, they're 2 OG TNA originals, so there's that correlation too. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the show on Thursday. I really am. Hopefully, everything goes off well and no hiccups.
I dare say if you could even set up like a little feud between Kazarian and Styles, like you could have something where like AJ's the enforcer, Kazarian keeps cheating, and AJ kind of calls it down the line, and then that after Kazarian loses, he freaks out and just beats the shit out of AJ.
Yeah.
And like Mike Santana has to throw him off of him and stuff like that, and like you could do something interesting there, because I don't think he's just showing up for the sake of showing up. I think he's gonna have a match, at least one in TNA again.
Maybe Genesis. That's coming up.
That's that Friday or the next day or whatever. So I don't know if they let AJ work that show.
Yeah, they wouldn't do it that.
Because he's got to work against Gunther on Raw on Monday, and that's going to be in Germany. So
let me search
unless it is just a feel good thing where he just beats up some heel real quick. That's what I'm.
Hold up, ladies and gentlemen. I'm currently looking at TNA Plus. Yeah, Genesis is like the next day, so that's not possible.
No.
If we could find where the fuck are the only upcoming live event it says they have is Genesis.
Yeah, that's the only one. That's like the date, like the next day after the TV taping, because it's like it's gonna be the same arena. It's gonna be in Dallas, but I can't remember what the building's called. It's somewhere it's either in Fort Worth or something like that, but it's definitely in Texas. I know that. And Joe Hendry's gonna be there too for Genesis as well for the pay-per-view.
Yeah, let's see what they got coming up. 2002. Come on, Wikipedia. What the fuck are we doing? Come on, bring me to 2026. I need it. Nothing. The only thing they have announced is Genesis. Obviously, we're gonna get like Turning Point, Resolution.
Rebellion.
Yeah. Maybe Slammiversary? They start setting it up for that, or Sacrifice?
Away though.
Sacrifice.
Sacrifice makes more sense because that would be the closest. Because Slammiversary is like in July.
You know what they could do? They could set up a triple threat at Sacrifice and then have it become a one-on-one match when someone gets injured.
Yeah, or it could be some
old TNA.
Or it could be, he does something with Leon Slater. Like Leon Slater has a match and like he's defending the X Division Championship and AJ gives him a pep talk, something like that. Maybe on that line, I don't know, but we'll see. What happens.
I'm sure they'll do something
Yeah.
more with him. Why not, right?
Because I got to thinking
Last
about
year.
this right here. I want to bring it up. Now, just call me crazy, but if this happens, I'm gonna let Cream read this first, and then I'm gonna give you my thoughts.
Alrighty, this says Chris Jericho is reportedly very interested in a TNA run. Chris Jericho has already agreed to a WWE return. There's a lot of smoke around this from what I was gathering from people who were calling and texting me, from people who would know that Chris Jericho is very interested in working for TNA. That's
big.
I'm working in
pretty.
TNA, not working for, but
doing a run.
Interesting.
And this comes from Dave Meltzer, so that's why I was all miscombobulated with the way I read it.
Of course,
so
which means it's probably not true. I mean, Chris signing with WWE, I think that is true. And I think that's because Tony probably said, "Dave, what do I do? What do I do, Dave?" And Dave is sitting there like, "That's a bit of a conundrum." I don't know why he's talking like Triple H now. He's like, Backlash at the Tokyo Dome.
6 stars, 7 stars.
Did you hear that Alpha and Sika are dead a week before they die?
Yeah. Here's my thought. Here's my thoughts on this too. We got Thursday for the AMC debut for TNA. What if? That's a big what if. What if Jericho comes in, Santana beats Kazarian for the world title, and then Jericho pops up, hits Santana with the Judas effect, and sets up a feud between Santana and Chris Jericho, and they pop a rating for Thursday. Because
That
these
would
two
be
are
fucking
together.
crazy, but I feel like you would want the debut to be on like WWE, right? Like
You would think, but if they're like saying, "Oh wow, Chris Jericho showed up in TNA, is he signed with us or what?" Last time we saw him,
maybe he could play coy with it, and then you find out when he's in the Rumble that he's there.
Because here's the thing too, Santana and him are linked together because they were in the inner circle, and Santana just said last week on Impact that the other place made him sick and hate wrestling. So Jericho can come in and say, "You ungrateful son of a bitch! I gave you an opportunity to be in my group, and you were able to rise up." And fucking
could
trash.
be.
Yeah, Jericho Santana feud would make sense.
And then Jericho becomes the TNA champion at some point.
Ooh,
I don't know about that one, Chief.
I don't need him. I don't need Jericho with another title. I don't know about
that part. There, you had me, and then you lost me there.
How many times have we see Jericho with the Ring of Honor World Championship? Actually, think about it real quick. TNA is not somewhat of a dead brand that Ring of Honor is, but if you had Jericho to be champion, he can elevate more people. Like if
that is true.
Like Joe Hendry, for example, you can have Joe Hendry versus Chris Jericho at TNA on one of the shows, and then you can have Jericho show up with the TNA title on Raw or SmackDown, whatever brand he wants.
Mania, if he has a match at Mania,
and give him more exposure.
Honestly, you could, if he has the TNA title, this is something they should do this year. Have the TNA title defended at Mania in a match.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Honestly, and it would be Jericho.
You could have Santana versus Jericho at a match. Probably
that would be good.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be a night one match.
That could be an opener.
Yeah, that's probably the opener. You can open with that. Yeah,
that could be really, actually, you know what? They should. I really hope someone from WWE is retarded enough to watch their show. I want this to happen. Yeah. I'll fucking sell Mr. T's kidneys and already afford tickets for Mania.
Yeah,
I'll fucking do it.
Just give me a cut about booking the match. Just give me a cut from having the idea.
Nope.
Yeah.
No. I had the idea for the belt, and that's the part that I'm gooning at. Like, throw anyone in there.
Because all three of us, we hated what he did in Ring of Honor. We hated what he did in AEW with the championship, Inner Circle, the Burning Tree, everything between. So we're not dick riding Jericho.
It didn't work. Yeah,
but like it would be Jericho on his own.
This is what I've been saying. Like Jericho is not the same as when AEW even started, right?
No.
But he has value. Like there's
It's
an immense
great.
amount of value. I mean, the whole learning tree thing. Oh yeah, whatever. But I mean,
Mhm.
in the sense of he does have things he can teach people so they can be better, and he has a name. People know who Chris Jericho is still.
Yeah, he still
He's like
has
one. He's one of the very
Right.
few guys from the Attitude Era still around, still wrestling.
name recognition.
Consistently.
Exactly. Like Billy Gunn's around, but he didn't have the same. Like Jericho
doesn't
has
have
more
name
name
recognition.
recognition.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
not the shit on Billy Gunn. Billy Gunn's fucking great, but
Yep.
but Jericho has more of that name recognition. So being able to use that to help people in TNA, and I'm sorry, TNA is like a feeder, like a minor league. Like if he really wants to help people and do the Cena type of thing,
Yep.
going to TNA is a good option.
Yep.
And whoever beats him probably going to WWE down the line.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
And also
Even if
Jericho,
even if they don't, guess what? You get
Yeah.
the kicks. You get to help kickstart their career, which
Yep.
that's an opportunity Jericho would have fucking killed for when he was younger. So it ends up, and then there's an obligation for that person when their career ends in 20, 30 years to do the same fucking thing. Like that's how it works. That's how it should work. It ends up helping keep moving things forward, you know?
Yeah, and plus we all can agree that Jericho's closer to the end than he is the beginning of his career. So why
But
not
he's
try-
very much close. I don't think he's not wrestling into 2027. I don't think. Maybe
He'll probably
but he's not
retire
wrestling.
next year.
Maybe I should say he's not wrestling into the 2030s.
I think he retires probably next year. Later.
I think he's not. I don't know because it's not reported, but I think he signed a multi-year deal, which I'm not saying 3 years, but I think he signed for a 2-year deal.
He's done by
And then-
2030.
Yeah, he'll be done by 2028, I think.
2028, yeah.
He'll do this year and do 27, and then 28 he'll go off right off the sunset. He'll be done.
Yeah.
Contract done, everything between. And you can have, like I said, like if he goes to the main roster, we talked about this when we heard we heard the rumors like not even 6 months ago when we were reporting about Jericho might be coming back to WWE. The only matches I can think in WWE is Logan Paul, Dom, Mysterio, LA Knight. I think LA Knight would get a fantastic rub with Jericho.
Oba.
Put him as a tag team.
Oba, but that would just be to destroy him, though.
Trick could use that.
Yeah, Trick. Yeah, Jericho and Trick could work.
Trick and Javon could be good.
Yeah, Javon.
Like
I was
with
going to say
Jericho.
Javon. Carmelo. Even maybe Carmelo. Maybe.
Yeah, Carmelo Carmelo really could use it. Ilya Dragunov.
If you want to,
there are
if
people,
you want to
if you're gonna
retire
bring him
Jericho,
back-
Gunther.
Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of people they could put with Jericho, and I think honestly, the more I think about it, the more I'm not opposed to this happen. Like I'm more honestly
open to
kind
it
of
now.
hoping. I'm actually hoping for it at this point, which is, I think a little bit of that stank off of AEW is a little hard for me to separate that from the rest of his career. Now that he's, now that I'm thinking about it more, honestly, my mind changed a little bit. I do think this is probably a good idea, and he actually has a lot he could bring. It's not just like dead weight. Like,
Yeah.
And like I said, like I think, honest to God, he can elevate people, and I think he can actually do something now because one, he's in better shape. Because in AEW, he was in very, very bad shape. Even before he left WWE, he was in kind of somewhat bad shape.
He's starting to get there, yeah.
Yeah, and Tony was like saying, well, he's had some medical issues, and that in 2021, he was pretty like very puffy and very doughy.
Yeah, remember his weird Joker phase in New
Yeah.
Japan as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The gay Joker.
Yeah, the Painmaker. That which didn't last well at all, but yeah, just like I don't know, like I do think there's some people that he can elevate in TNA. So I'm interested in seeing what happens on Thursday. So if Jericho comes out and has Judas playing after he attacks Santana or some shit, that's going to be interesting. And like I said, it's going to get people interested in TNA because if Jericho takes out Santana, I'm like, wow, Chris Jericho joined TNA. So, and plus, a lot of people don't know this too, but Jericho almost came to TNA back in the early 2000s when he left WWE.
Yep.
And that meeting did not go too well because Dixie met him at a Cheesecake Factory and thought that was a fancy restaurant. That's a legit story that Jeff Jarrett said. So it was wild. Because they were like, I don't know if you guys remember that or not, but like the Bound for Glory that year, they used Judas. They used Enemy for the soundtrack for the show and stuff, and they were trying to see what they can get Jericho, and he thought they were trying to, but Dixie showed up and said, "Yeah, we're going to take it to Cheesecake Factory," and they said after that they were like, "Okay, she's not really serious bringing in Chris," so there's that. But yeah, that's all the stories that we got for the day. So besides
I think so, yeah,
that's it. Cream, you got anything to promote for tomorrow?
I do have Gronking tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Gronking is back at its normal time, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure you go over there and watch first Gronking of the year. That's right. It will help cure your hepatitis and your homosexuality. So make sure you hop in. We're going to be talking about a lot of gaming news. Holy crap, it was crazy. And by the way, before I let these two guys talk about what they're going to be doing, because they got stuff they got to talk about, please like, subscribe, share, all that gay shilling stuff. I'm doing it right now. Make sure you do that. Get in the Discord. Make sure that you're doing your Pilates that we tell you to do. Obviously, Mr. T is your Pilates instructor, or your sensei, as people say. So yeah. I mean, Gronking Plus is back to the greatest scam in history. Maybe not. Who knows? You'll have to wait and see. I'm sorry, Mara, you don't have a choice. You're watching Gronking or else. You don't get rights. I'm sorry. I've taken them away. Everyone in chat, you no longer have human rights. They're my rights.
Welcome to
anyways, Mr. T, what do you got to promote, buddy?
Let me see here. Ayatollah Cream. We got
Inshallah, my brother.
I thought it was my train of thought. Tomorrow, me and Trey and Cowman return with Cowman reviews. We have the whole month of I think January or February. Trey's on mute, I think, so he knows more than I do.
No, but on the whole month of January, we're going to be doing bad movies, and we're kicking off with Samurai Cop, which I'll just say is
god awful.
Hey, no, it's the greatest. It's better than Okay, I can't even act. It's fucking bad, but it's so funny. We're going to be doing that tomorrow, and Cowman Reviews is back, so.
Yeah, so be there for very low effort in front of, low effort, from Cowman. Me and Trey will bring the energy. Cowman will be like, oh, yeah, bro. Can I get soft, Trey? Yeah, bro. Yeah. No, but it should be fun. This will be our first stream with Cowman since
Halloween.
The last one, and that was Alien, I think.
Alien, or no, it was Halloween. Alien or Halloween.
Okay.
Yeah, one of those.
Yeah. But anyways, there's the link to the chat. So if you guys want to it's not in the chat. Sorry, I apologize. So there's a link. So anyways, on that note, we're gonna get out of here. We will see you guys on Thursday, right? For TNA?
Well, Monday,
right.
But yeah.
Well, Raw starts at 11 o'clock in the morning. So
oh yeah, you're right. Never mind. We won't see you Monday. We'll see you Wednesday for Dynamite.
Dynamite.
The fuse. Like the fuse, dynamite.
My ass, dynamite.
Like the fuse, shit out of my ass, dyna shit.
On that note, guys, take it easy. See you guys
later
on Thursday. Peace.
My mind's telling me no, but that crack, y'all, that crack keeps telling me yes, gotta go.